All right, here we are for round number 2 with our Tireless Tribe Inside Out deck. This hand looks pretty good. If we can find a white source, we can combo off. Uh-oh, this does not look good. We do have a Daze to hopefully keep our Tireless Tribe alive, but I'm not feeling super confident about it. This deck has so much removal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Plains. Alright, so we drew another one. What I kind of want to do is I want to wait for them to play a 3-drop this turn, and then I'll go from there because they'll play a 3-drop, and then I'll only have to contend with their sorcery speed removal. Yeah, so this is fine. I'm not gonna daze this or anything like that. I'm gonna brainstorm end of turn here. Probably should have considered pondering, but I think this is fine. Squadron Hawk is pretty decent, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and like I can shuffle one card away. I think I want to shuffle away the extra Inside Out. Okay, and then I'll just put the Brainstorm on top and I'll draw that Brainstorm. So this is interesting. I can play around Edicts with this Squadron Hawk. I think I'm going to try to ponder into a land. Okay, we didn't find one, but we did find a probe. I think I'm going to shuffle this anyway. Yes. Another Hawk is probably the worst draw in the deck. I'm just going to run out this tribe so I don't have to discard, and if they happen to not be able to kill it, I'll be able to win next turn. Really would have liked to find another land so I could play Slip Through Space and Inside Out in the same turn. If they only have damage-based removal, then they still won't be able to kill this guy, so that'll be fine with me. Alright, not blocking. See what our opponent's got. Bajuka Bog doesn't do anything. Alright. So I do have to worry about them playing exactly Terminate. That would really get me. If they don't have exactly Terminate, I do have Lethal this turn. This is a tough call. I think they're definitely holding up. Well, actually no. I'm still just dead to a bolt, so I'm just gonna attack with the one tribe. I'm gonna play Brainstorm. Yeah, so the problem is if I switch the power and toughness and then they just bolt it, then I can't get through it all. Alright, let's go ahead and Brainstorm. Hopefully I find a land and I can put these Hawks back on top and stuff. Still no land is kind of ridiculous. I guess I'll just put 2 Hawks on top. I feel like we've been getting pretty unlucky with this deck, but at the same time, I mean, we still won last round, so who knows? I kind of looked at a lot of cards and didn't find too many lands. But on the other hand, I did keep a 1-land hand at the beginning. Again, not blocking. Also, I should have kept the other Inside Out so I could double Inside Out in the same turn, but can't really do that anyway. We got our Hawk. I'm just gonna attack. Unfortunately, there's really nothing I can do here. If they have anything at all, I can't get around it. I'm gonna play this Hawk just so I can shuffle. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do afterwards. I'm I'm gonna grab one more hawk and leave the other ones in the deck. And then I'm gonna discard I guess I'm gonna discard the slip through space. This is a sorcery. Yeah, let's just discard that. So I've turned off their edicts, so that's a good start. We'll see what they do this turn. I don't really know what my opponent is sitting on that they don't want to tap too low. Maybe they've got some 3-drops or something. Yep. Take it, of course. Nothing again, huh? Alright, another Tireless Tribe. I'm gonna go ahead and Shadow Rift my opponent's Rager. See what they do about that. I just want to draw a card. Trying to draw land. Okay, that's a good start. Just gonna attack for 3. So if our opponent has some burn spells, we're not winning this race, so I do need to worry about that a little bit. Play another Tireless Tribe. If they don't play another creature next turn, I might just Journey this guy. Surprised I haven't seen any even attempts at removal. Maybe they just don't really have any removal. I don't know exactly what's going on. This matchup seems horrible, of course. Another deck that is basically entirely removal. I feel pretty safe going down to 12. I don't think that's a problem. That's a lot of burn spells still. They're playing another land. What costs 7? Are they gonna Evankar's Justice me? Gourmet Gangler, huh? Well, I can just Journey that, or I can just Daze it. Oh, it doesn't even matter. I have lethal this turn. Okay. Let's go ahead and Daze that. I wonder what my opponent was stuck with. I mean, do they just have a bunch of those things? I don't know if my opponent just doesn't really know what my deck does, or if they're just gonna hope that I can't go off here, but they're dead. So inside out that guy. I have a Daze in case they have, I don't know what they could have, a Gut Shot. They'd have to have double Gut Shot to win here. Should have played that island so I could hold up Prohibit and Daze, I guess. But it doesn't really matter. So go ahead and discard an island. And we'll discard this Journey to Nowhere. We got 9, 10, 11, 12. Discard one more. They've already seen Shadow Rift, so I'll go ahead and discard that too. Alright, I got 13, 14, 15, 16. That'll do it. Dude, don't tap out against the combo deck when you're holding up all this stuff. I don't know what else they could have possibly had in their hand. This is a deck where I think the combo should be switched to the Jace's Erasure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It is a little tough because they're probably going to bring in Pyroblast against me, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and do this, I think. Prismatic Strands, not very good. Sunland's probably okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so I take out the Tireless Tribes. Take out the Standard Bearers. When we're back on the play, if we lose this one to like a bunch of Pyroblasts or something, I might consider bringing the combo back in. But I think on the draw, I would rather have this whole situation going on. Our opponent's deck has basically the most removal of any deck in the format. You guys can watch my recent video series. I just did one with that deck earlier today for me. It'll be yesterday when this video comes out. But that deck is pretty heavy on removal. My build has like 17 removal spells in it, so. All right, I think I'm gonna stick with this. I don't think I want any of this other. Oh, Circle of Protection Red might be okay. I think I will bring in one Circle of Protection Red. And I'm going to take out one inside out. Okay, I think this seems okay to me. Don't really want Piracy Charm. Lotus Petal seems pointless. They don't have any enchantments. Prismatic Strands, not as good. So last round we played against a deck that had Corrupt in it, but this is just basically a game 3 life. I don't really want a card that gains 3 life. Might gain a little more than that if I hit an attack with it, but... Alright, so we've got a Jace's Erasure, but I don't have a land to play it. This is really an issue of when Ash Barrens is a lot worse than Evolving Wilds. If this was an Evolving Wilds, I would probably keep this hand, but since it's not, I just can't keep it. I'm going to keep this just on the back of Brainstorm. I'm going to put that on the bottom, despite how good Squadron Hawk is with Brainstorm. Okay, I'll just play an island. Pass the turn. So if I miss my land next turn, I'll play the Brainstorm on my main phase. Okay, Prohibit. I'm gonna go ahead and Probe first, just so I get a... I should have probably cast this for mana last turn. I don't know really what I was thinking. So they've got a bunch of cards that do nothing, and then a Gurmag Angler that I can kill with this eventually. Ash Baron seems fine. I can Brainstorm here. I think I will Brainstorm here. That was not great. I didn't hit a land. So my upkeep, I'm gonna cycle this next turn. I'm gonna put Inside Out on top and another Inside Out on top. So it was a little unfortunate that we're gonna miss another land drop. Opponent's probably gonna play their Read the Bones this turn. Alright. I can F6 that. Got this upkeep stop. So I think I'm just gonna get a plane. Yeah, I'll get a planes with this. I don't think it's that important for me to hold up, have blue mana this turn or anything like that. I just want to have white mana eventually. No reason for me to probe here. See what my opponent has here. Chittering Rats is pretty annoying. I'll go ahead and put this Circle of Protection on the top. I'm going to play my Jace's Erasure this turn. It's the most important spell to get down early. Our draw hasn't quite cooperated to the level I would have hoped this game, but we might still get there. Our opponent has pretty slow clock. They still can't cast their Angler this turn. Kind of depends on what they've drawn. Like if they drew a Thorn of the Black Rose, we might be in big trouble here. Gush will eventually be a good draw, but it's not yet. We are helping our opponent cast their Angler a turn sooner, most likely. I'm going to go ahead and slip through space on this guy. Again, they can kill their guy if they want to fizzle our draw, but I don't care about that very much. Then I'll Sunlance him. Alright. Fortunately, we've milled 2 cards that they wouldn't have wanted to draw anyway. So they can cast their Angler this turn. Looks like that's what they're doing. I'll just Journey it on my turn. I don't think there's anything I could draw that would make me do something different than that. Alright, Island is probably the best draw on the deck for us. Go ahead and play it. I'm just going to pay mana to probe. Alright, so they've got a Crypt Rats, which is going to be a little annoying. Then this Gurmag Angler is actually going to be quite annoying. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't counter their Angler, and they can cast it no matter what this turn. I don't think there's anything I can really do about it. We'll just Journey their Angler and move on. So they actually kind of They didn't draw great, but they drew just enough anglers that there's nothing I could do about it. I don't know. Hopefully I get lucky and they play the Crypt Rats. Couldn't really gush there or anything. It's possible I should have cast the probe for life instead, and then I could have held up circular logic. That seems kind of crazy to me. They do get to play both of them this turn since I milled them for one, which maybe I should have considered, but the Crypt Rats isn't particularly important. Oof, and we go to draw on that. So this is why I was maybe considering not using the not using what's it called? Not using Journey to Nowhere, because then I could have held up. I could have gushed, and then I could have drawn a counter spell. But these are the only ones that could have countered the Angler. I'm gonna go ahead and gush here. Hopefully, we draw another and days too, man. So I was hoping to draw another Journey to Nowhere. It's kind of the only thing we can draw here that's gonna make any difference. You can play a Hawk. Yeah, I'll grab more of them. I'm gonna grab all of them. I'm gonna discard one circular logic and a hawk, and I guess something else. Can't really discard anything else. I don't really want these hawks. My opponent has like a billion million removal spells, so it just doesn't matter. Like these are never lasting until the next turn, and I really don't want to draw more of them, so I figured I'd get them out of my deck. Yeah, I mean they had what? They had like 2 Electrickeries in their hand, plus a Terminate or something. They just had a lot of stuff in there. Unfortunately, our opponent drew kind of some of their only really efficient threats pretty early in the game. So I think we're dead no matter what we draw. Is this another angler? Can't believe they have 3 anglers in their deck. That's insane. That's too many anglers for a deck that can't actually like fill their graveyard at all. I think this is too many delve cards. All right, well, ponder. We're dead this turn though, like no matter what we draw. All right, looks like we're dead. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the same sideboard plan though. I kind of liked what we had. Patrician Scorn still is nothing. And none of this stuff does anything. We are in a little bit of trouble if they bring in Pyroblast now that they saw that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the creature plan. So let's go ahead and take out the Jace's Erasures. I need this inside out, of course. That's pretty important. Lotus Petal this might be a good matchup for Lotus Petal. Don't want Sunlance. I'm gonna bring that in so we can be a little faster if we need to be. I think I probably just want to take out the removal. Yeah, I'll leave one Journey in, but that's all I'm gonna use it for. Just the one. Yep, let's go ahead and keep this. Landing in some pretty bad matchups for our deck. Just like super high density removal decks. Oh, this hand, not very good, that's for sure. Okay, this hand's pretty bad too, but you never know. I'll keep it for now. I probably should have just stuck with the mill plan, but it's still just pretty fragile. If they have a Pyroblast, it doesn't do anything. Hawk to the bottom, that's for sure. Not that it matters, I'm about to shuffle on the first turn. Mountain right off the bat. Get a Plains. I guess being on the play, scry to the bottom and shuffle. Come on, Magic Online. Always with the drawing the card you scry away. I don't know if it's true. I should actually keep track of it, but it's kind of a lot of times to keep track of something like that. All right, we got an island. Let's get hawking. So now I have to decide here if I want to invest a second Squadron Hawk to the board with my opponent. Has a bunch of electricities in his deck. Not going to play any of this stuff. Plus I want a Circular Logic 3-drop. Yep. 3 mana Force Spike. Deal with it. Alright, Shadow Rift. I'll Shadow Rift my Hawk. Okay. Go and get another island, I guess. I'm going to play one more Hawk here. I'm going to go ahead and no. I got to put some pressure on my opponent, and because I haven't found any parts of the combo yet. I haven't found either part. What I really need is a brainstorm. Get to put one Hawk on top, and then play the other one. The reason I was willing to play into Electricity this turn is that last turn they could just at the end of turn they could get me, whereas here they have to spend all their mana for the turn doing it. They just had the open mana last turn at the end of my turn that they could have just used Electricity. Okay. I want to hold this island just because this looks like, yep, so there's the Electricity. I'm going to hold the island just for an extra card in my hand. I don't need this much mana in play. Looks like they kept all their removal spells in, so probably should have just stuck with the other combo. I'll pay mana for this one. Don't need to take any unnecessary damage. I've got a lot of mana. Alright, I gotta remember all this stuff. Yeah, so you can see the Pyroblasts in my hand. Oh, looks like I've got... I don't want Freeform. Okay. So they've got a lot of everything. I drew a Prohibit. Let's play a Hawk. I can't really counter anything with my Prohibit that they could play next turn. Like, I'm obviously not going to counter any of these removal spells, so I'm not going to not going to leave up Prohibit, I don't think. I do need more cards still in my hand. I'm not able to actually, not actually able to kill them necessarily if I spew off all my cards. Even if I find a Tireless Tribe and, what's it called? Tireless Tribe plus the Inside Out. Chainer's Edict. Fine with that. Goodbye, Hawk. Obviously, I wasn't going to counter that one. Alright, found one more piece. I'll play another Hawk. No, I would not like to. My opponent goes to bolt this end of turn. I think I'll Shadow Rift. I think they should consider bolting, because if they had bolted there, they could have cast... Yeah, Crypt Rat's not a huge deal, I don't think, at this point. I'm going to go ahead and Shadow Rift the Crypt Rats. Okay, so let's check what they had in their hand from before. So, they had a lot of stuff. They've used their Chainer's Edict. They have an Electricity still, I think. Yes, they still have all this stuff. Most of the stuff is toughness based, though. Actually, all of it is. So none of the stuff can kill my Tireless tribe at this point. My opponent wants to know what the deck is. I'll tell him afterwards. I don't want him to like look up the exact list necessarily. My opponent doesn't have a ton of they don't have a ton of different colored mana, so they can't really do all of things that they want. I do have a prohibit to hold up. Okay, they drew an Evolving Wilds. See if their Crypt Rats attacks. Didn't. Okay. Drew a second copy of Inside Out. I'm going to go ahead and attack with both. And I'll probably just discard an island if he blocks. I'm going to have to discard 2 cards here, maybe more, to deal with his rat. But I don't think there's really any way of getting around that. Looks like this is going to be a bolt. Oh, Electrickery. Okay. I'll discard 1 copy of Inside Out. And then the bolt. So I think I'm going to discard the prohibit. Well, yeah, I'll just discard the prohibit, I guess. Gives me even more toughness than just casting it. Alright, bolt. Electrickery. Okay. It's a lot of toughness. I really need to draw a Gush next turn, pretty much. So what do they still have in their hand? No, they have a Pyroblast, Chittering Rats, and a Gurmag Angler. Those are the cards I know at this point. I guess I'll just play the Standard Bearer. So Standard Bearer doesn't really stop Pyroblast. They can still counter my Inside Out, unfortunately. I think I probably messed up somewhere in there. Maybe I shouldn't have cast this Shadow Rift. Like I could have. Oh yeah, this Chittering Rat. Maybe I should have just cast that there. If he drew a burn spell, I guess he could only just kill my Standard Bearer. Maybe I should have just attacked last turn with my Hawk, but I kind of wanted to get his stuff off the table. I think that was probably a mistake to do that, because I had to discard 1 more card than I otherwise would have. Let's see what he's got here. Okay, he's playing his Angler. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Okay. Yep, take that. Plains does nothing. I'm just sitting here for now. I am still pretty close. If I find like a Shadow Rift, that should be enough. Okay, he's attacking with both. Actually, Shadow Rift isn't enough because he can still just Pyroblast my Inside Out. Also, I might not even have enough damage. Is he playing another Angler? Okay, so I think I will probably win right here if I draw. Alright, Brainstorm is a good draw. Let's check it out. What do I get? Is that enough? Put these both on top. Shadow Rift. I should probably Shadow Rift the Gurmag Angler so my Standard Bearer can get in. Yep. Opponent got a little too greedy. Actually, don't know if I have enough, but I'm just going to go for it without counting. Looks like I don't have enough. And I'm dead. I don't think I could have done anything else there at the end. But this seems like a just horribly bad matchup. Maybe I should have stuck with my other plan. I was super close here, obviously. I got him down to 2. Maybe I should have like kept some more of the stuff in my hand. I think I actually lost because I made that attack earlier into the Crypt Rats. So this is a tough deck to play, and I think I just messed it up, so I deserve to lose. So it makes sense. I'll see you guys for round 3.